All right, so today is Monday, October the 30th. The time is now 1:02. I now call to order the Education Committee meeting. I'll go ahead and open us up in prayer right fast, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Father God, we just come before you today just thanking you again for another great opportunity to really do the business of the city. I thank you for the councils that are sitting here at this table today, as well as the guest speakers that we have. I thank you that the information that goes forth will be beneficial to each and every hearer, and that is something that will improve the quality of life of our citizens of Birmingham. And so we just thank you again for this great privilege that you've given us to sit in these seats and to advocate for your people. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. And so, counselors, you see the minutes before you. Hopefully you all have had a chance to look over them. Do I have a motion for approval?
Move approval of September 18th meeting minutes.
Second.
All right, it has been seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, so today we have a presentation. Oh, I'm sorry, those minutes do pass. Today we have a presentation by Kemp Management Solutions LLC, who has some really cool information to share with us on today. And so really excited at the privilege that we have to have Brother James Kemp here, who serves as the Vice President of Kemp Management Solutions, and Ms. Devin Ferguson, who is the Senior Project Manager. So I'll turn everything over to you all and allow you to share with us what news you have to give us.
Counselor, we appreciate the opportunity to be here today to come and tell you all about our company and the partnerships we're trying to put in place with different HBCUs. So like you said, I won't introduce myself, you kind of already did that. So we want to open up with this first slide, just really telling you about us, kind of, a little bit about our company, what we do, before we go into the partnership and what we're trying to do with the different universities. So KMS, Kemp Management Solutions, as you mentioned, we're a construction and project management firm that's based here in Birmingham, founded in 2011, so we'll be 13 years old this January and February. We have 25 full-time W-2 team members. As of today, we have team members in Tampa, Florida, team members in Atlanta, and are looking to expand even beyond that. So KMS is our parent company to the other two organizations that we have. Framework was founded in 2018, really in a response to the work that KMS was doing. Birmingham back in. We also did an accelerator program out of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, Lighthouse Labs in 2021. So that platform has grown to have access to it, to actually see their projects and information in real time. We're growing the user base. Our ultimate goal is to offer this to other companies similar to us that may manage projects, or even corporations that want to manage projects in-house and want a tool that may be a little bit simpler than a typical management software that you would see. That's more. This year in 2020, worked with KMS and construction project management. We were exploring different sectors that we could branch out and do similar work. So we had explored electric transportation, clean transportation the last, I would say, 2 or 3 years. And in that process of exploring that, we got introduced to a guy named Cedric Daniels, who was retiring from the Alabama Power Company. So we actually hired Cedric this year as our Chief Strategy Officer for Streamline. So Streamline is taking the services of KMS along with the technology of Framework and focusing that 100% on the clean transportation and electric vehicle space. The idea with that is for us to work with clients. It could be municipalities, it could be private corporations that are doing, consumer EV charging stations that we would use, or even fleet charging stations for bigger equipment. But really to work with those entities from the inception of a project to help them find funding, consulting through our partners to do that, all the way through actually being able to execute the project, manage it, into maintenance, ongoing maintenance, and servicing that equipment long term. So, we hope that to be a full service, full life cycle solution in the EV space. And really, that was a need we saw just because we see, it's going to be 200 billion plus annually that'll be spent in EV charging, I think after 2026. So there's a lot of money being spent, a lot of people jumping in that space. So we thought bringing the expertise that we have from KMS and our track record, really trying to simplify the chaos in a kind of new frontier of an industry. So all of these companies really are working together to provide these construction, program management, consulting services in all of these sectors. So clean transportation, infrastructure, healthcare, retail, higher education, and then banking. Lastly. So the next slide kind of touches on more of what we call the foundation of success that's allowed us to launch 2 other companies, and ultimately what's allowing us and really creating a need for us to develop this program with HBCUs. So, KMS's foundation of success, we built and managed more than 1,000 projects across 21 states since the company's inception. So we feel like we had the right team, like this says, to pull the right teams together and fulfill the needs of our clients. So you can see next year we'll have, just in 2024 alone, we'll have over 500 projects that we'll manage and execute in that calendar year. And the next 2 numbers are cumulative numbers, really across our leadership team with the company, that we manage over 75 million square feet project. You think about space, and then over $7 billion in value of construction projects. And then on the bottom, you can see some of our clients here, and we like to say that we're client focused because at the end of the day, we're trying to provide the best service we can to our clients that are trying to accomplish their goals. So, local to here is Alabama Power Company, Regions Bank, Medical Properties Trust, Truist Bank. We have branches here, but based in Charlotte, they're one of our largest customers as well. So now this is, like I said, the foundation really that has set us up to really need more avenues to be able to recruit and attract talent to us and continue to grow the company. So that was part of the reason why we wanted to create this partnership with the different HBCUs, starting with Alabama A&M and their engineering department. So I'll turn it over to Devin and let her talk a little bit about why we wanted to do this program and what it will entail when we bring students to Birmingham. Next slide.
All right, so my colleague James has just provided us with a great overview of the suite of companies that KMS has. And we've really been very successful in the past 13 years, and we're getting ready to expand more, so we need some more people to come and work for us. And that being said, with the success that the company has had, it's afforded us with an opportunity to be able to give back to our community. And we thought we would do that now while volunteering is important and being able to feed the homeless is all important. We want to make a larger impact. We want to make an economic impact to the city of Birmingham. And we thought the best way of doing that is by providing jobs and opportunities to students. And so as an Alabama A&M alum myself, I thought it would be good to start with A&M first. And we've developed a recruiting pipeline where we'll be able to engage students for internships as well as full-time hires. And that being said, these opportunities will be able to have these students work in the construction industry. So we have a suite, various different types of projects that we execute, from banking, where we do construction projects, to paving, roofing, as well as some capital projects. We have projects with Jacksonville State. Currently, I'm working on the Cooper Green project here locally in Birmingham. So we have a lot of opportunities, and we just wanted to make a large economic impact and bring some people who are original to Birmingham, who attend HBCUs, to be able to take part in these opportunities as well. In addition to these opportunities, we are also offering a $10,000 scholarship commitment to the university, to Alabama A&M University. And with that money, they'll be able to provide funds to students who are in need of books, or however they see fit. We're going to leave that up to them to be able to disperse those funds as needed. And as James previously mentioned, we're starting with Alabama A&M, but we do see this expanding next year and for years to come. So we're looking at Tuskegee University, North Carolina A&T, Tennessee State. These are all HBCU programs that have engineering programs. And since we do engineering and construction management type programs, that's what we're focusing on. So on next week, November 7th, Tuesday, November 7th, we will have no more than 30 students coming down from Alabama A&M University to visit us here at our home location in Birmingham at the KMS office. And we'll begin with a networking session. Now, this will be a quite intimate session, so we'll be able to talk to the students one-on-one to be able to hear who they are, because we're looking to hire. We're looking for more people. And so we need to see if they're a right fit for us, but they also need to see if they are a good fit for whether they are a good fit as well. Do they like us? So it's a two-way street. It's not always about are we looking for the right person, but is this good for the student as well? And then from there, we'll transition over to a panel discussion where we'll be able to talk about some of the barriers that we've seen in the industry, some of the different type of projects that we have, what we executed, what a regular day looks like when we are out in the streets and executing. And in conjunction, we also have, so James already mentioned about Cedric Daniels. He's on our Streamline side. We'll also have Charles Williams with Charles Williams and Associates, an architecture firm. He'll be on our panel as well, providing some insight from a different perspective, but also in the construction area. From there, we'll move on to a Q&A session. Again, we want to hear from the students. We want to hear, what do you want to know? What is it that you can learn from us? What would you like to see? Who are we? Any additional questions in that area? After that, we'll be doing a lunch session. I also forgot to mention, we have Julian Grant, who is part of our Streamline team. He has gotten us an EV car to come, so students will be able to come step outside, take a look at it. Maybe not take it around the block, but they'll be able to look at it for a second.
Okay.
We'll eat lunch, be able to chat with the students a little bit more, and then from there we'll actually travel over to the Cooper Green site. And this is near and dear to my heart. I'm a original Birmingham resident, and when you talk to the people in the community, you understand how much of an impact Cooper Green has had to the city of Birmingham. Not just Birmingham, but the county as a whole. A lot of people were born at Cooper Green. A lot of people who have had their parents go to Cooper Green for the duration of their life. And so seeing the new Cooper Green site being built and seeing how state-of-the-art it's going to be, I'm involved with day-to-day decisions on that, and I'm very excited to have people to come in and be able to see boots on the ground, them actually putting together pieces of the building and seeing what we do on a day-to-day basis. So not only will they get a perspective of architects, project managers, industry leaders, they'll also be able to see people with boots on the ground taking a look at the site and seeing the building come up ground up. And then after that, we will allow the students to transition back to Huntsville. So that's what we have planned for our first HBCU day. Next year, we do plan on making it larger and better. We'll take lessons learned from this year and be able to pivot those to make it even better next year. Maybe next year we'll have 2 schools, 4 schools. We'll see. So
I'll just add on before we leave this slide to what Devin was saying. That I hope this communicates that we're trying to make a commitment to recruit through engagement. Mm-hmm. We feel like that's the best way to attract the best talent, to our company. And I can't take credit for that. It's my dad, Mike. He sends his regards for not being able to be here today, but I think he wanted us to be able to communicate that recruiting through engagement was really our biggest goal, and that's why we plan a day like this to bring the students and not just show up at a career fair, but really try to show some investment in the school and the students, provide opportunities for people that may not get it in the space that we work in. Think about construction, project management, program management, especially on the honor side. When you think about the type of work we do. So I just wanted to say that because I know, like I said, my dad Michael said something he wanted to make sure we drove home, and just making sure everybody knows that we want to be committed through our engagement with the students and not through just sending funds or making hires, but really creating that partnership.
Gotcha. And so from what I understand, will these students be all seniors that are coming down to be a part of this program?
So no, we have spread out the talent from, it'll probably be a range from sophomores through seniors.
Okay.
Yeah, if we're looking for people, so we are looking for full-time hires as well as interns, so that's why we have a wide range at this time.
Okay. Nah, I think this is really awesome. It definitely, is a different type of approach from a college fair, where you just get a chance to talk to a recruiter and ask them questions. But it sounds like with this, they'll have an opportunity to not only ask questions but hear information from leaders in this industry, as well as be able to actually see what you do on a daily basis, being able to see those different jobs and how they function. And so it just gives them a different level of exposure to knowing exactly what this position would entail. I think anybody would be able to appreciate that, especially folks that have probably majored in something for all these years, and then you get out of school and you're like, so this is what I'm going to be doing. Got it. Wow.
No, like I said, got a great appreciation for what y'all are doing. I grew up in the construction space and am a construction project manager as well. So I think there's so many robust opportunities in the space, and I think y'all are exposing people to that at an age where they can still kind of make that decision, because college is so important, because you can, no matter where you were when you got there, if you can kind of find a path when you're there, you can really change your trajectory. And so I'm excited about it. You gonna capture any of that day? Might be cool to capture some of that and just highlight that. I think we want to do all we can to lift up people that are kind of being impactful in this space. I think I met your dad. I'm trying to remember, but no, I think this is pretty cool. And so to be clear, like this is what y'all just dubbing HBCU Day. Okay.
Yeah, so we wanted to do, I guess you could say, in conjunction, kind of right off the classic, with with A&M being the first group we hosted.
No, that's dope.
Yeah, originally we were trying to target Magic City Classic Week, but it's just so much going on.
Yeah.
We weren't able to pack it all in, so.
Yeah, we weren't sure if the students would want to party, learn the same week they party. So
We'll call something Magic City Classic. Insert the blank here.
That was wisdom.
No, this is great. I think that you folks can get a certification in project management with a 2-year program now, right? Is that right?
Well, just a 2-year program?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I've heard. I know you have to do training and specifically for that, right? But I seem to recall there might be some 2-year.
You can get a PMP.
Okay, all right. In any case, it's a very much high demand profession. I know that much. There's, you check the job ads and there's folks looking for project managers, not just project management firms, but in-house project managers too. And it's the compensation is pretty attractive for folks, especially for folks just starting out. And I think this is a great approach to getting people who are kind of looking to find their path, getting them exposure with a real life project, And when I think about project management, especially construction project management, it's a lot like being a air traffic controller, because you got all of these subs that are coming and going that have to be on deadlines. You got permits that you've got to manage, and all of that side of it too. So being able to talk to folks who are interested in this potentially being a profession in the context of an actual project, I think really helps bring it home. So, and I also think about there's a developer that just recently completed the redevelopment of the Red Cross building downtown, who also had sort of a similar approach with getting, I think, students from Miles involved in that project on the engineering side. So, you know, I hope some of our folks in our development community will, you know, see this and also, you know, take this on as an example of way they can get our students, you know, exposed to future career paths.
Question. So I know that, you know, the goal of this whole HBCU day is to create exposure for these students. Is that the ultimate goal for the day? Are you all tracking any of the students that, you know, are going to have any type of engagement with you? Because I noticed that, you know, you said that there'll be sophomores through seniors. So is there going to be any type of, you know, ongoing communication between the students that are exposed to this day, so that y'all can kind of keep up with them, they can keep up with you? Like,
Yeah, as previously mentioned, we are looking for interns and full-time hires. So my goal would be to get to know people on a one-on-one basis during networking sessions, understand who they are. Again, this is probably an informal interview for a lot of people. So if we like what we hear, if we like what we see, maybe we'll be able to extend an internship for the summertime, or maybe a full-time offer, depending on how the day goes. But yes, we would like to keep in contact with the students.
gotcha. Okay. And are we invited to come to the HBCU day?
Sure,
Okay.
sure,
Okay.
sure.
I think we worked that out.
Say you are now.
Work it out.
Nah, well, this is really amazing. It sounds like it's something that, you know, more companies need to, you know, to do and to offer, just to be able to kind of create that type of pipeline. Okay.
Were you guys involved in the 2059 rebuild?
Actually, I had it down as one of my notes, but we were on the team with Volker working with ALDOT on the project, so we were project controls. So
Nice.
all the reporting and forecasting on the segments that, you know,
Right.
and when they could shut the bridge down, all that analysis behind the scenes, we were part of that.
That was a super complicated project, and it got delivered ahead of schedule. So.
Yeah, I think that was the first
Kudos.
ALDOT's history that they.
Yes.
We had a nice incentive.
Not saying it was.
It was a nice incentive package.
Hey man,
Now,
I'm
that
taking
super package
It was a
probably,
nice incentive package.
that probably was what got it done, to be honest.
20 million. Yeah, that'll move
Figure
some
some things
people
out.
along.
Well, no. Well, listen, we greatly appreciate you all coming today and sharing this information with us. Definitely want to make sure that, you know, we can support in whatever way possible. I don't know. I know I'll be in attendance, and we'll send an invitation out to the rest of the council as well, just so everybody's in the know. But yeah, kudos to you all for what you're doing.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
No problem. I guess just final announcements. We got Page Pals. Page Pals is a reading-based incentive program designed to produce more effective student readers, both inside and outside the classroom. It's a program where tutors go into each K-8 school to work individually with kids who are struggling with literacy. Developed in response to the Alabama Literacy Act, encourages, you know, more read-at-home activities, or Read with a Child volunteers at various. Read with a Child volunteers at various designated locations around the city to gain success and win prizes. To learn more or become a volunteer, visit bhammyouthfirst.org or call the Department of Youth Services at 205-320-0879. We have a vacancy on the Jefferson County Department of Human Resource Board that will need to be filled. And that is about all the announcements. Let me see. The next education committee will be held on Monday, November the 13th at 1 p.m. Items for the agenda must be submitted by Wednesday, November the 8th by 4 p.m. to terry.chapman@birminghamal.gov. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All right, and we are adjourned. Thank you.
Good government.
Good.